Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew. It's me once again. Welcome back to another double movie review, aka After I Saw. Two double movie review, aka After I Saws in a row. First review is going to be for The Popes Exorcist. Now, this movie stars Russell Crowe and is based off of a book, I believe. But anyways, Russell Crowe stars as an exorcist who has to perform an exorcism on a child, part of a family of this mother and an older sister and a younger brother. And from there, we got ourselves another exorcism movie. And all I can say is at least it's rated R. And it is quite bloody, so I will say that. But with a title like The Pope's Exorcist, it should be painfully obvious that it's just going to be another exorcism movie that we've seen 1,000 times. And yeah, it pretty much is. But I can say that I did not hate this film. In fact, there is some enjoyment I did have in the movie. Like I said before, it's bloody and it can be entertaining for that. But really, what really saved the movie for me, and for others as well, is Russell Crowe. He's great in the movie. He has little bits of humor here and there. Russell Crowe is easily the best part, and you do see a lot of him throughout the movie. I definitely feel like he managed to pull off a really good accent and a really good performance along the way, and he really nails it in the movie. And he's easily the reason to see the movie. But as for the other stuff in the movie, I mean, it's your basic possession movie. I mean, you will easily think of The Exorcist because not only is the title similar, but of course the movie has so many similarities to that. I honestly thought this was going to be a movie about an exorcism involving a pope, because with a title like The Pope's Exorcist, but no, there's another reason behind that. I didn't really see the entire trailer, just like, I don't know, bits of it, but I honestly thought that was going to be the case, but it's just another exorcism on another kid, which has your typical cliches in possession movies. I mean, the kid swears a lot, and then there are scenes with him crawling on the wall, but it is shorter than The Exorcist. But I can't really say I was necessarily bored by the movie. I was just hoping that there would be some redeeming factor that would separate apart from other exorcism films, but it really doesn't do a whole lot. But like I said before, I mean, there aren't like cheap jump scares. It does have somewhat an effect when it does come to the tension, but really though, my biggest problem is that it doesn't really do anything to boost up the whole, exorcism movie cliche. Like, it's not the next Conjuring or anything like that. It's far from being the next Exorcist, but it's not a bad film. Just one that we've seen 100 times, but I can't really say there were times where I just wanted the movie to just end, because I was invested somewhat, but when it came to the stuff involving, the cliche, you're gonna die, like the demon stuff, it really didn't do a whole lot. But Russell Crowe saved it, and he's the reason to see the movie, but it really doesn't do a whole lot, to bring the exorcism genre back to life. At least it's R-rated. There is some good enough, gore to be had in the movie if you really came to see that, so there's that. Bottom line, it's not a bad film. It's far from being the worst horror movie I've ever seen in my life. It's just an exorcism movie that we've seen tons of times with a really phenomenal performance from Russell Crowe. So I will say that. That's the closest thing that the movie's going for. So there you go. You might as well just stop the video here, because I doubt anybody has seen the movie that I'm going to talk about next, which is Mafia Mamma. Now, this movie stars Toni Collette as a mother who is going through a tough relationship, and her grandfather dies, and she gets taken by the mafia because they want her to be the new mafia boss, because, grandpa was part of the mafia gang, and now she's tending to be part of the mafia, even though she doesn't really want to. All she really wants is a nice vacation and to make wine, apparently. And from there, we got ourselves... I honestly wouldn't call this a gangster film, because there's not enough action or enough scenes involving gangsters for me to call this a gangster film or even a mafia film. It's an action comedy film that doesn't really feel like any of that. Like, I don't know what to call this, because the movie wasn't funny. Like, there wasn't a time where I even chuckled a bit. I mean, I mean, it doesn't like focus on a whole lot of raunchy humor. I mean, mildly, but really the jokes just didn't work at all. Like, I don't even remember there being that many. I don't even think the movie was trying to make me laugh. And when it comes to the action, it's very bland. Like, there isn't a whole lot of it, and I mean, with an actress like Toni Collette, you would expect so much more. I mean, she is a phenomenal actress, and I think it was a crime that the Academy did not nominate her for Best Actress for her role in Hereditary, because she really, really deserved it, because that was probably one of the best performances of the last decade. Like, that woman can act. I mean, she was also great in Knives Out, and she just felt wasted here. This movie just felt like a big waste of her career. And that's honestly quite depressing. But I don't really blame her. I feel like the script she was given and the role she was playing in, like, she doesn't even do much. Like, with a title like Mafia Mamma, you would expect her to be like a full badass, going out, like shooting targets like John Wick, and I've been talking about John Wick all year on this channel. Honestly, I've been talking about John Wick so many times, but really, if you want a good action movie, just watch John Wick 4 again. Because this movie just really doesn't feel like it's trying to be anything. Like, it's too slow, and there are moments where she's trying to get with another guy after her husband cheated on her. It doesn't even work as a romance when it tries to be sometimes. It is trying to be more of an action and a comedy, but it doesn't work because it barely seems like there's any comedy and there isn't even enough action. I mean, she does do stuff in terms of the action, but she doesn't fully do that until like the last act. And even then, with the last act, it was just wasted. That's the biggest thing about this movie, is that it wastes a great actress. That's the easiest way I can point this out. In the end, Mafia Mamma doesn't feel like a gangster movie. It doesn't feel like an action movie or a comedy. It just feels like a blah movie. Because there wasn't a time where I laughed, or there wasn't a time where I was thrilled with the action. Toni Collette was wasted big time in this movie. And the stereotypical characters they did not work at all. And for the majority of the movie, I just found myself not really caring what happens, because, well, the movie's not super long. It's only an hour and 40 minutes, so I will give it that. It's a generous hour and 40 minutes, and Toni Collette does try her best to save this whole thing, and she has a strong relationship with her son, so there's that. Bottom line, it's not worth a viewing. I doubt, I mean, no one's really even talking about this one, so are you guys really going to care if it doesn't do well? Because I sure don't. I could care a whole lot less. But bottom line, it's not worth it. Trust me. 4 movies this week. I saw 4 movies this week. 2 of them were good. One of them, one, But yeah, I cannot wait for Evil Dead Rise next week, and I'm really looking forward to Bao Was Afraid 2. It's either Bao or Bo. I don't know, but either way, I'm looking forward to that as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.